More than half of the inmates released from prison in Massachusetts will land behind bars again within 6 years. Now there's a push to bring tablet computers into jails as a more innovative way to offer services that help prepare inmates for release and improve their chances of never coming back. WGBH News innovation reporter Cristina Quinn has the story.
At the Middlesex County House of Correction in Billerica, inmates spend their break time hanging out in the common area. There's not much going on, and the days are long, something Jeffrey Ivers knows all too well. He's serving his 9th incarceration.
Every time I come to jail, I always think it's going to be my last time in jail.
Ivers has been in and out of jail for various offenses, most of them graffiti-related or for breaking parole. His alcoholism further complicates things.
I'm petrified to leave jail. If I can't stay sober, then there's not even any purpose of finding jobs, finding work, being there for my family.
Ivers has earned good time by taking part in the prison rehab program and being a peer group leader. He's getting closer to his release date, and he knows he doesn't want to come back.
My hopes is start my own business, staying focused with my home group, my sponsor, my sober friends. That's the biggest thing that's going to keep me going.
Ivers is exactly the kind of inmate Jail Education Solutions says it can help. The Chicago-based organization wants to give inmates tablets with specialized programs. They can earn their GEDs or college credit, access legal information, explore career options, and even take part in anger management courses. The goal is to help prepare inmates for successful reentry. It all sounds great, but there's a learning curve.
Technology isn't really a thing for me. I don't even know how to turn a computer on.
Computer literacy might be the biggest hurdle for Jail Education Solutions. Still, Prison Superintendent Sean McAdam says he's open to bringing tablets into his facility.
We need to, in corrections, start to understand that the world beyond our walls is technology-driven, and to think that this population, we're going to restrict them to pen and pencil and paper, is really unrealistic.
In fact, the Middlesex Sheriff's Office is considering its own tablet-based education program and thinks inmates will embrace them.
Most inmates that are incarcerated want to get whatever benefit they can out of their incarceration. There's a small population here that doesn't want anything to do with programming, but for the majority of people, they don't want to be here any more than we want them here, and they want to figure out how to break their cycle.
Including Jeffrey Ivers.
It would interest me. I did start a Facebook, which I still don't know how to use. I'm used to using a pen, paper, and envelopes and stamps. And that's my means of communication.
But that could all change with a simple tablet.
In a few short weeks, Jail Education Solutions will roll out about 2,000 tablets in prisons across the country. It's part of a pilot program, but Massachusetts won't be participating in this round. But what's interesting about this program is that it won't cost a dime for the taxpayers. Inmates they can use their own money. It costs about $1 or $2 to rent it. And then over time, they're hoping to implement a program where prison inmates can rent them out by working,
by getting score points.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, they have no access to the internet.
No, they don't. So they're only able to use the applications that are in the dashboard of the tablet. So.
Right. All right, Cristina, great piece. All right, well, let's bring in the Middlesex County Sheriff, Peter Katusian, who oversees almost 1,200 inmates now held in the Middlesex prison system. So what do you think, Peter?
I think it's innovative, it's cutting edge, it's something we should be looking at. Corrections really hasn't been on the cutting edge of technology with regard to its inmate programming. We do so many other things. But we have to remember that we're not just a fortress on a hill, we're part of society, and when inmates come out, they should know some of the basics. They should have a basic computer literacy, because you can't get a job anywhere nowadays without having to use some type of computer wherever you go, and being computer phobic is not going to be helpful to their reentry.
I get a fair number of letters from prisoners, and it looks now like some of them are computer generated. So do they have access to some kinds of
During some of the vocational training, they might have some, we'll train them in some word processing and some Excel, but generally from our facility, they should not be sending anything out on the computer or printing anything out on the computer.
Oh, really? So the thing, well, I don't know, maybe it's not a typewriter, I don't know what it is. But so the tablet-based, I mean, it looks like some of these programs, I don't know how it works, maybe would it register into the computer itself? I mean, how would you know if somebody had completed a graduate exam on the on the computer?
Well, you could easily tell from the software itself that a lot of these are going to be complementary to what we're doing. And what we're concerned about in corrections, these should not be used for Netflix or for entertainment. They should be used for continuing your educational opportunities, your counseling opportunities, your literacy opportunities, adult as English as a second language opportunities, and even some self-improvement opportunities. These are the types of applications we can see being used in corrections in the future.
Because at this point, the GED system is going all computer. I don't even know if you can go in and take a handwritten test anymore.
That's right.
So if they don't know how to do it on a tablet or an iPad or a computer, they're not going to be able to do it at all. That's
so true. That high school equivalency exam is now going to be online, or is actually going to be computer driven. They have to have the basics to understand how to do that. And quite honestly, for many of the people in there, they really haven't had the opportunity, like the inmate that was shown by Christina's great report, was not comfortable with computers. And that's going to be an impediment to his successful reentry, as it may have been part of an impediment on his successful reentry 8 times prior to this incarceration.
The other thing that kind of struck me was when Cristina said that it would be $1 or $2 a day. That is prohibitive for the vast majority of people in any prison system. They don't even make $1 or $2 a day.
That's right. So that's why there's a couple of things we've got to do. One, it can be paid through some of the canteen monies. People also get canteen monies put in by their family to use those. And that's why we don't want to use them for entertainment, because if someone has a family that you're going to create a class system inside our facility, and that's not good for order. So that if you have someone that's got a lot of money in there and they can watch entertainment, they're going to be, firstly, they're going to be very popular, or they're going to be very threatened and suffer extortive opportunities inside our facility. So that's what we're not going to let that happen. But if they can do a literacy or English as a second language, or some of these self-improvement programs, we're all for it. And we've got to find a way to make it affordable so that everyone has access to it, not only those that might have a little bit more wealth on the outside, or families have more wealth on the outside. Because then again, inside you'll create a class system, and that's not good for order or security.
You know, listening to Jeffrey Ivers, the inmate that Cristina spoke with, he is the classic. He's almost the stereotype, frankly. Involved with drug, alcohol abuse, broken family situation to some degree. Why does that cycle repeat and repeat and repeat, and why is that the vast majority? Why do they keep coming back?
Listen, at least almost 50% of our inmates have a mental health, open mental health cases. 80 to 90% are drug or alcohol addicted. And actually, Mr. Ivers spoke about his social networks. When he got out, he wants to stay with a sober community. Because what happens is if you get out and you have the best intentions, you hang around with your old friends. By the way, most of those old friends never come to visit them in jail. That's how close, that's what good friends they are. They don't even come and visit them in their most dark times. They get back, they hang with their old friends. That social network brings you right back in. So there's so many, whether it's educational, vocational opportunities, employment, homelessness, social networks, mental health, substance abuse. All of these create a cauldron for recidivism. And that's what our job is, to try to fix all those things that went wrong in their lives, or as many as we can, to get them back out healthier and stronger. They can stay out. We're not paying $45,000 or $50,000 a year to house them. They're out getting a job. They're paying their taxes. They're not reoffending and not injuring anyone else. And they're raising their family in a way that their children will not also join into us. And I call that trickle-down corrections. We want to stop it right at that level.
I know you can't say too much about this case, but it's a high-profile one that's under your auspices, and that's Jared Remy, the son of the Red Sox broadcaster Jared Remy. He's gotten into hot water a couple times in prison. Is he in special circumstances now? Is he in solitary?
Well, I don't comment on any internal security matter, but anyone that acts in certain prohibited ways is certainly dealt with in a way that will protect that individual, but also protect the population, and very importantly, protect our corrections officers. It's a tough enough job in there for the corrections officers, and watching out for themselves, also watching out for the inmates. We have to maintain order no matter who that inmate might be, no matter their status in life. We treat everyone the same in there.
Is he a celebrity in there?
We treat everyone the same in there.
Is he a celebrity, though?
We treat everyone the same in there.
I'm not getting anything out of this.
I'm sorry. I wish I could give you more, but it's important to maintain security inside and decorum inside.
All right. Peter Katushin, always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Emily.